Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X, and today marks a special occasion. We are doing the first video in my new place. Now you notice like my cases are empty, there's nothing really in the backdrop but some pops. We're definitely gonna fix that. We may try to work on the angle, but I don't really think I'll be able to get it further back from here. Just cool. Now things we're gonna miss. My cat's fighting in the background. There's no more bed in the background, so like, yeah, I don't know how we work with that. I don't know if the channel will ever be the same, but we are going to jump into some nice content today. I've been seeing a lot of people asking about the Gohan deck, and while I am kind of trying to work on some spice with it that I want to bring to Gen Con, I'm planning on going, I also want to at least show people how the archetype's supposed to work, you know, some of the combos, maybe even a little cool tech or two. So yeah, we're gonna get into that. Now, as per usual, gotta plug the Facebook group. You know, great place for information, great community. Just join in, find other people that like the game like you, and from there you can branch off into plenty of little subgroups. And by little, I mean pretty big. Some of the subgroups are pretty big. Shout outs to the Vegeta San Army, or you know, like the Broly group. Like you really have pretty much a group for most leaders that you can kind of sink your teeth into and bounce ideas with people that really like the same leaders you do, or characters in general. So we got that. You know, I've got the Discord in the description as well as my new Facebook group that I still am kind of just trying to put together. It's been a really hectic week when it comes to moving, and it's probably going to be a really hectic week next week too. So expect a lot more stuff out of the Facebook group for Universe X, you know, maybe in the next 2 weeks. So moving on from that, the final thing I want to get into before we get into the meat and potatoes is that we are this close. We are this close. 39 more subscribers will hit 1K. If you could be one of those 39, I would be ecstatic. So if you like the content, think about hitting that subscribe button. If you're watching, think about hitting that like button, leave a comment, because those all help. And I will go through last video's comments and actually respond to those, because moving on the fly is rough. So let's actually jump into Gohan, and I will take you guys over to the screen cap. So we are actually here right now. Like I said in all the other ones, if we've kind of gone, since we've gone through the cards, I'd rather put the reveals down in the description and then us just kind of have a quick overview. So here you have Son Gohan, Warrior of Universe 7. You know, once per turn, when you combo a Universe 7 card, draw a card. When your life is at 4 or less, you have a unison with specified 2 in your on your field. You can flip him over. He's a draw 1 untapped leader, and then his backside, it's going to retain the Universe 7. It's going to retain the ability to draw a card when you combo with the U7, but this time he's going to get Spirit Boost. And when you Spirit Boost once per turn, when you use a red skill as battle card, the energy cost of 2 in a combo, it gets 6,000 combo power for the battle. Okay. Auto, once per turn, one of your red unison cards with a specific cost of 2 in your unison area is placed in your drop area. Choose up to 1 red skill as battle card, the energy cost of 2 in your drop area, and play it. There's got to be a card that gets released in the future for that last auto, because for the life of me, I don't know. Like, it has so far no synergy in the deck, so I gotta kind of figure out what's going on with it. Next, for the list, we've got 4 Son Gohan Ultimate Essence. This deck will cycle regardless. This deck will cycle its butt off, but this card is going to allow you to plus your butt off, and that's actually very important. When he's on the field and you combo a vanilla, you're going to draw 2, not 1, making you a +1 transaction. When you combo on your opponent's turn, if you have the Frieza out and it puts up the vanilla from the grave, you're going to draw 3. Well, you're going to draw 2, but it's a +1, or it's actually a +2 because you're paying from the graveyard. You're not minusing from hand, and you're going to draw 1 from your leader and then 1 from this Gohan. So that's actually a really cool interaction, and he helps fix your deck with his search. Now, lots of people have been talking about playing different colors. If you're going mono red, I do believe Backbone of Universe 7 is the best super combo. It is live from the moment you awaken, as early as turn 2. He's searchable. There's a lot of good things about this deck, and he fits in with the archetype. Next, you got the vanillas. I have played 4 of the Super Saiyan Son Goku and 3 of the Piccolo. This can change up depending on, you know, how many foils I get. And I'm gonna put that out there right now, guys. If this is the time to ever size me up or ask if I want to buy from you or trade with you, this is the time, because I will be trying to max foil out this deck. So you just please hit me up, guys. Like, thanks. Now you've got Yamcha, Merciless Barrage. This deck needs to be able to protect its unison. So I have Merciless Barrage sitting here at 3. Or sorry, at 4 max copies. The moment you put Frieza down, you want to be able to protect it. And in this format, there's a lot of decks that can go sideways and just completely try to murder it. Next, you've got a Furthering Destruction Champa. I just have it here at 1. It can go up more, but right now, it's just 1. This deck draws enough to see it, and you have a lot of pressure in this deck, especially some of the other builds that people may be proposing. Now, we have a total of 6 of the androids. I play 2 18s and 4 17s, mainly just because one of them is definitely better than the other, and while you will never really play them, if you had to, I'd rather have the one with a good effect. Next, 2 Topo Righteous Aid. It's just a very, very good counter. And then you've got 2 Surprise Attack SSB Vegeta from the starter deck. He's very, very good. But honestly, just because you're not using Spirit Boost as much in this deck, he doesn't come out as much, and you kind of have to go out of your way to play him, and he's also unique, so kind of odd about it. Next, we got Surprise Attack Sun Gohan. Activate Battle. If you have 2 or more mono red battle cards in your combo area, you can play this card. So this card is going to be able to be dropped fairly easily. I definitely like him. He's a very, very good card. Easily played, minus 10k. He goes well with the deck. Now you've got Son Goku Divine Presence. He's the boss card of the deck. He's actually very, very, very good. He is pressure. He is advantage. He can be a Sensu on your opponent's turn. He's just wonderful. Next, you got 1 Tech Universe 7 Sand Prince Vegeta. When you play him, you have so many Universe 7 cards that you can turn into triple strikes, but if you already have this guy on the board and you can set him up on your opponent's turn, and then you just tap 5 and play this guy, it becomes very, very disgusting because he becomes a 30k triple strike, and this guy is actually just sitting here as a 30k triple strike, but he can also put himself up to 30k. If you played him in the same turn somehow, which is very unlikely in mono red, you will end up being able to go up to a 40k because he can boost himself twice, then get the Vegeta. It's gross. It's, when I say it's gross, it's gross. We have 1 Supreme Kai. I know the new leader is here, but I think if you're playing mono red, you need to play the Supreme Kai. There are other variants that are multicolor or rainbow that you may be able to get away with something else, but right now it needs to be this. You've got Frieza, Unlikely Savior at 4. King Piccolo is a very good card, and I may be running him as well, but I like the synergy of the +0 with this guy a lot, and then I like being able to reload your vanillas to, like, you know, be able to keep drawing. King Vegeta's Imposing Presence, because whatever Violent Rays doesn't hit, King's Vegeta does, and in this deck where you're able to combo a lot, just giving something minus 5k will normally put it out of range to touch your leader. You've got Violent Rays at 2 because you have to respect Dark Broly, and you've got Wolfang Fist at 2 because more unison protection. So yeah, let's jump right into the game, and let me just kind of show you some of the plays as well as some of the hands you want to see opening up. All right, so here we are. We're going to shuffle up real quick. So in your opening hand, I like to see the 1-drop Gohan, the unison, and a vanilla. Those are the only things I really love seeing in the beginning. See, this hand didn't get any of them, so we're actually going to put everything back here. Okay, we got a vanilla. Okay, no 1-drop Gohan. Oopsie. So there's actually a couple things we can do here. First, let's see who's going first and going second. I got a 12. They got a 14, so I'll be going second. We're gonna put up our life. I can tell you it's really weird playing mono red because I like my testing build a lot better. But we will see. So since we don't have a unison, I think the obvious choice to charge the only card that we don't use. Actually, we're going second, so we're gonna draw 1 more card. Wow, okay, this changes up everything. So if I'm going first, I want to be a little passive, but if I'm going second, I want to play the 1-drop Gohan. Why? Because this 1-drop Gohan will actually, you know what, because we can potentially get the unison, let's actually just go for this one. So because of this Gohan, actually, this is such a hard choice. See, the more I play, the less and less I like this guy. We're gonna just charge this one. Now, when you're going second, I like playing Ultimate or Gohan Ultimate Essence. I don't like playing him first because there's so much removal in the format, and the ability for your opponent to just smoke this one before you even get a chance to use it is high. So, but going second is generally good because going second, not only will you get the top 5, which we're gonna peep, immediately snap that unison in the hand. It's not even a question. We're gonna snap the unison in the hand, and we're going to shuffle. After doing so, we're now going to swing with our leader and we're going to combo the just skillless, and we're going to draw one, we're going to draw two. Merciless Barrage is a great inclusion to that draw, so we can chill now. Now the thing is, if our opponent decides to swing on us, and we had another, we've already gotten our +2, we didn't have to wait for them to swing or potentially try to remove this guy before they swing. But now, the good part about what we have here is they have to answer this card. If they don't answer this card, we're going to plus off of it next turn as well. But the other thing right here is that if they swing on us and we had another vanilla in hand, we could go up 2 again. So it really depends. There's a lot of decks that can do a lot of things. Broly Ball could just remove it. We have Jiren that could -15 it. There's a lot of decks that can do a lot to it, but we have to see which deck we're playing before we know that. Red is going to be popular, so if you're against red, don't really expect this to stay out, for real. But the chances are they're going to swing on you, and you're going to draw a card. That's just fact of the matter. It's their turn 2. I don't think they're going to put up 2 cards, but they could. They could play their Unison, and if they play their Unison, they probably swing on you again. By this turn, they should have Unisons out. So now, we're going to be able to draw. Normally, I would charge the Unison, but in this format, you have a lot of times where, like, the Unison is probably going to be aggressed, to say the least. So here, I'm going to put this up. And it sucks that we don't have another one that's going to be, what's the word for it? What's the word I'm looking for? It sucks that we don't have another, we're gonna add the counters here, another vanilla. Another vanilla would be beautiful here. So I think what I do is swing with the leader, and just to see what I'm gonna get, we could combo any one of these cards. Because of the way of the game, like I said, I like this card less and less. Might actually be cut because Spirit Boost is just kind of, it's too hard to use against a lot of decks, in this deck in particular. I don't have the hand, I don't have Wolf Fangs, I have one Merciless Barrage, so I don't feel comfortable Spirit Boosting this card. So chances are, we're just going to drop this guy, draw a card, and then we are also going to alt face so that we cannot be left completely open. So we're going to alt face, drawing one, and then we're going to allow ourselves to take one more life to hand. And that's actually kind of perfect. So now that that is the case, we don't have another vanilla, but that's actually fine. We can swing with our Unison, tick up to 1, choose 0 is up to 1 for how many vanillas we put back, and pass. So now we're in a very, very good position, okay? We've got counters up, we got Merciless Barrage. If my opponent wants to try to press really hard, I mean, I'm going to, the first swing, because this field is precious and they can remove a lot of things, because I have the 1-drop on field, the first swing they swing my way, I'm probably gonna end up hitting the Piccolo on the auto. That's gonna draw me 1 with my leader, that's gonna draw me 1 with Gohan. And now you see right here that we have a very, very, very good setup. We are allowed to go into King Vegeta's Imposing Presence. We could Wolf Fang Fist somebody. We can Merciless Barrage somebody. Now on their turn 3, these cards are gonna do a lot of work. Just a lot in general. And I like that. You know, if they swing on my leader at all instead of my Unison, we have cards that we can use. I mean, we literally can go into Gohan, or go into the super combo and go. But you can see there's a fair amount of defense here. I mean, let's just say we do end up burning Imposing Presence. We've already comboed. We still have juice in hand. We can actually Wolf Fang Fist something and like play off boss cards. But drawing for turn. Okay, this is where we start getting to prime time. We can easily charge something. You gotta charge the card you have multiples of. You can't be charging super combos. So this is where things get kind of neat. I would, depending on the color, you know you have to sequence which draws you're doing first. You know, you don't want to punch and then just have yourself Nimbus when you punch with Unison. But depending on the deck, you know, you could swing. You know, we're gonna draw a lot of cards this turn. So combo with the vanilla, draw 1 for my leader, draw 1 for Gohan. And then after doing so, I think I'm just going to push the envelope a little bit and play that one as well, draw. That's exactly what I was looking for. So now we can hit the Arrival and play this man. Now he can give himself the +5. So we're going to take him up. And after we do that, we're going to activate my leader or my unisons +1, put that under. And now what we can do is, you know, swing with the leader, that's another 15. We can swing with Yamcha, that's another 15. We can swing with this Goku. And after swinging with this Goku, we're going to be able to, I mean, he's dual attack, so that's going to happen. He's going to gain another +5, and we're going to be able to, I don't know why I did that, search for another vanilla. So we'll just pull out the Piccolo. We see the Supreme Kai still in the deck. We also see the Violent Rays. Okay, so we can just kind of check to see what's going on there. But this is a 30k dual attack that can't be removed from the field on my turn. So we're going to take that and we're going to swing again. And as you can see, this is where things are kind of cool. Like, they could smoke the Gohan at any time, and it just makes this a cycle instead of a +1, which is fine. And I found in lots of testing, even versus Red, Gohan can stick to the board for a while because there's more important things they may want to devote energy to. Jiren will organically wipe it off the board, and that's kind of rough. But I mean, there's lots of decks that will just have this sit until they go out of their way to destroy it, and by then you might have another one in hand. Not here, but by then. So once again, you're kind of in the situation where you can have stuff like this, and you know your opponent will swing on you, and you again can just let your Frieza do the work, draw 2, let it hang. You know, they play cards. Okay, Merciless Barrage, let it hang. They swing, Wolfang Fist, let it hang. You know, normal Red stuff, and there's just kind of, you just kind of flow with it. You start getting into turns where, you know, let's say they have like a nice board, right? You can start charging the useless cards. I think with 2 unisons in hand, I can get away with putting stuff like this down. But there's like lots of cool things. And the cool thing about this deck is too, is you can play off of your defensive step 100%. Like here, for instance, I mean, Gohan can be smoked. I can play another one, but let's just say we swing with a Merciless Barrage. Okay, 15. I'm gonna swing with another Merciless Barrage. That's another 15. Okay. We have a Unison Swing. That Unison Swing goes in, and again we can combo with a Skillless and draw 2. Nice. We have Topo, and we can just kind of let it hang from here. You know, like we haven't imposing presence. Oh, sorry. We can swing twice with this guy. He goes up to 25, and he's gonna search another vanilla. And we're starting to run out. We actually have no vanillas left in the deck, but that's actually what Frieza's for, because we can tick him up and put one of these at the bottom. Actually, let's shuffle first, and we put one of these at the bottom. But the deck can also play defensively. Like, let's say your opponent is trying to do their thing, and let's say they try to gun your leader. Right now, I could easily be like, okay, you're swinging at my leader, +0. The +0 is going to combo from the grave. After the +0 combos for the grave, you draw 1, you draw 2. Cool. We're going to hit up Android 17, Universe 7 Challenger, draw a 3rd one. Next, since we have 2, I'm going to play Gohan, -10 something. I'm gonna play Gohan, -10 something. All right, that's actually the goo right there. After minusing 2ing everything, you know, like they need a floodgate to survive this turn, and I'm confident in saying that. Right now, it really depends on what you want to do, but you can turn on stuff at pretty much any time. I could topo my opponent if I want the turn to end in terms of swings. If I feel like there's another Divine Presence in there. So, I mean, I could just be like, okay, let me just defend and see if I draw it. You know, there's lots of things that can happen. But you get to your next turn and you're able to play all these on your opponent's turn. Divine Presence, Gohan, Surprise Attack Gohan, there's these things. And getting to a point in the game where you're here, you can play a lot of nasty things. Like I can charge a vanilla, and tapping out's always bad. But you know, if they're in a position where I don't think things can happen, like I could literally go swing with Barrage for 15, swing with Barrage for 15, swing with Unison. We want to start piping it up? Cool. Swing with Leader card. Combo a vanilla. Draw 2. We don't even have to arrive right now. We just go up to 20. Don't have to Sphere Boost. We could swing with 20. We could swing with 20. If they thought they were dead, you can tap out 5. And this could be the new secret rare. You could hit with this guy twice and then play the new secret rare, swing 2 more times, then banish. You can play this guy, Universe 7, make him 30k triple strike, make this guy 30k triple strike, swing in for 30k triple strike, activate the plus on the leader to put this at the bottom. So you can keep that advantage going. Swinging with this guy, he goes with 35 triple strike. It won't let me go up on markers, whatever. And then you can swing with him twice. So that's kind of the coup de grace right there. I want to make this short, so let's scoop up the deck and just look at one more hand. I do find in mono red, his turn 1 kind of doesn't feel the best. Because I'm never going to, okay, second. I'm never going to play that Gohan on turn 1. Like, that just sounds like a neg. So once again, as you can see, we got the Gohan. That's pretty much the only thing that matters at this point. Super combos, we'll find those, like, oh, shoot. You can find super combos very easily with this deck. You can find pretty much any card very easily with this deck. So there's no real reason to kind of just have him out there like that. I'm going to put this guy there. I'm going to shuffle multiple times. We're going to draw 1, we're going to draw 2, we're going to draw 3, we're going to draw 4, we're going to draw 5. There's no vanilla in this hand. So that's a load. We're going to draw 1 for turn. Oof. At this point, we're going to charge this card. See, this is a risky play because if I don't see a vanilla off of here, I'm going to feel bad. If I see a vanilla and a unison, I'm going to feel bad. All right, so we got a vanilla. At least that's definitely better than nothing. We're going to be able to shuffle this. We're going to be able to swing. And we're going to just combo, draw, pass. Now let's say my opponent comes over and immediately kills this. They go, screw you, that's not happening. We're gonna swing on you and you're gonna draw. Okay, at least I got my unison. So we're gonna draw for turn. We get another vanilla. The charge phase is kind of hard here because you don't want to run out of vanillas. Like, that's kind of bad. And you don't want to put a super combo here too. So since I'm going to be, that's going to save me aggression. Depending on the deck, you can get away with charging the Violent Rays. It really depends. But with this, I'm going to be able to play this, my unison, and I'm going to be able to pass. Now, because I don't have Merciless Barrage in hand, I will say this is the time where, unfortunately, I need to awaken. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it, simply because it's not a point where I want to be. There's a chance they get rid of my unison next turn and I never get to use it like that. So we're gonna swing and I'm going to combo with this unison and draw a card. And then we're going to awaken, taking 2 cards to hand, drawing a card. We're gonna untap this, and after untapping that, we get to flip over. At this point, because I don't want to tap out, because I think imposing presence is going to be an MVP here, I'm going to play Backbone of the Universe 7 Son Goku, because I'm at 5 life, draw 1 from my leader, draw 1 from the super combo, and then we just pass on that. We can swing for 15 again, there's no reason not to, sorry. We can activate this, put this guy at the bottom of my deck, and just let that go, you know. The first swing that happens, I am likely going to, because we can use an auto and we can use King Vegeta's Imposing Presence. So I'm probably just going to hit King Vegeta's Imposing Presence. And depending on, it depends on the deck. If they're yellow, they might try to War Cry, they may try to do some things, but you can always use the auto at the same time just to get your extra card. Merciless Barrage allows me to really protect. So now I know my unison's going to survive. Drawing into the next turn. Like I said, you still want to keep a second unison, which is why now that I've got that, I'll just play the third. We've got a lot of good cards here, to be honest. I could easily now just start going into my plays. Swing. We definitely want to roll into our plays. We have combo power almost always in this deck, so I'm just going to try to super shoot and draw 1, draw 2. Very nice defense. At this point, I think we can get away with playing that. And we won't draw a card, but we will be able to play Divine Presence Goku. And after playing Divine Presence Goku, he's going to be able to give himself the 5k. And this is just where you start to get into most of your bread and butter. I mean, you can swing here. You'll be able to swing once with this guy. He's going to go up to a 30k. On top of that, you're going to be able to find another vanilla, put that to your hand. Supreme Kai is still in the deck. We're going to shuffle. I didn't see how many Gohans are in Let me actually check that real quick because I should have paid attention to that. We have 2 Gohans left, so we have 1 in life. I am fairly confident we're going to be able to see the other Gohan, but I mean, at this point, this is good again. Once again, we have Vegeta's Imposing Presence, we have Violent Rays, we have Merciless Barrage. Sorry, we'd be able to tick up at this point to put one guy at the bottom, but we wouldn't because they're all in there. So like I said, this is actually a pretty good point. Your opponent can swing on you. You can, again, if you want to hit the Imposing Presence and hit the +0 to draw 1 card. At this point, you can kind of combo out of anything your opponent wants to do. I mean, you could super combo if they try to play stupid somehow. You can still Merciless Barrage them. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do, and if they really try to push for game through something, you have Wolf-Fang Fist on top of Imposing Presence and on top of the barrage you might have played. There's not really a reason to push through this board, and it can get really strong just by existing. As you can see, we have defense right here. The only thing we don't have is you know, another Gohan. You can see the deck kind of slows down when you don't get the Gohan, but again, I think other colors allow you to protect your board a lot better. But you're going to be able to draw, and you're going to be able to do a lot of things. And like I said, you charge and you just kind of let your deck do some work for you. I've got 2 Gohans, so once again, we're going to charge here. And just know that, you know, if I'm doing my thing and swinging, you know, uptaking, getting my swings in, you have a fair amount of swings you can do. Gohan will allow you to find, or sorry, Son Goku Divine Presence will allow you to find another vanilla, so you're constantly thinning your deck. But then, like, again, your opponent could literally be like, okay, I don't, well, this isn't a Kaiba board, but like, let's say your opponent hits their last swing, right? And you know, like, they can't, like, they're on their 1 energy, maybe they played their play for the turn, they're going in, but on your turn, on your own turn, you know, they could swing on you, and you could be like, okay, +0 with your Unison. That could go here, yeah. +7 or +0 with your Unison. You're gonna draw a card, okay? You could easily throw in any other card from here, anyone. Personally, I mean, I don't want a super combo, I don't think, not here, but I wouldn't want a Merciless Barrage. Don't actually know which card I put in here, but screw it. You could super combo and draw a card. Then after doing so, you now can play this and this to play this. Give your leader the 5k. So now your leader is at 20, 30, 35. And then you could still hit this to play Gohan. Give something minus that. Then your opponent, if they try to play anything else, you could still play another Merciless Barrage, compound the -10 on here, and go on that. By the way, we could have also Spirit boosted if we wanted to give it a little more counter, and then -10 something else. That's a -10, a -15, -15, a -10. And you put your leader up. So you have a fair amount of defense. And untapping, drawing, playing what you need to, playing Gohan, searching, it just adds on more to it. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of different ways this deck can go, and I know people are brewing. I just kind of want to show you how the deck could definitely be played on your opponent's turn as well as your turn. And hopefully, when we get closer to Gen Con, I'll be showing you the real spice, hopefully. So if you like the content, think about leaving a like in the comments. So if you like the content, think about leaving a like for the video. Think about hitting that subscribe button. If you're already here, leave a comment, and you know, we'll just keep it going. We've got we're gonna circle back to green for their archetype breakdowns, and then we're gonna do some other videos for the format. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Later.